Let's go to the trading floor and talk with Tim Evans and see what's going on the trading floor in Chicago right now. He is with Longleaf Trading, and he joins us right now. How you doing there, Tim?
Hey, I'm doing well. How are you today, Marlin?
I'm just fine. Thank you very much. Happy Monday to you. On the grain market side of things, everybody seems to be a little more optimistic today. How come?
Yeah, I mean, we're off to a pretty optimistic start here across the board in the three big grain markets. I mean, my view coming into the week, I think we're expecting to see a drawdown coming in, the USDA number later this week, and all three big grains. So I think we possibly could see some neutral to higher price action here as we're approaching that USDA number.
Let's take a look at our prices right now, Tim. On the corn market, we have been trading about 3 to 4 cents higher all morning long. Seem to be pushing the upward side of the envelope here right now. We have September up 4 1/4. December new crop corn now 4 1/2 higher at 385 1/2. Well, now that's only one tick from its high of the day so far. On the soybean market, we currently have the September contract 9 1/4 higher at 961 1/2, and November new crop posted at 968. That's only one tick from our high of the day now, and currently we're up 11 1/4 cents from where we closed on Friday. On the wheat trade in Chicago, we have September now trading 3 3/4 higher at 458 1/2, and in the Kansas City market, we have September up 1 1/4 at 460 3/4. Minneapolis wheat has been leading the way, and September now 4 3/4 higher at 721. Check that now, 721 1/4. So we're up a nickel once again, as we have been much of the morning. Tim, when you look at the way the grain markets are trading here today, is this just going to be kind of treading water here, you think, until the reports finally come out on Thursday?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think we're going to see, a dynamic move one way or another. I mean, obviously crop progress this afternoon, and, I think we're, especially in the corn, looking at a small decline there in the good to excellent rating, but I think that's primarily priced in. I think, corn by and large, I think is pricing in that, production is going to recover. I know a lot of the talk that we've had on this program, and I know amongst traders, at least for myself, a lot of the talk obviously has been, the early issues we had, and, with the wetness, and then we had the heat, the heat and the pollination obviously potentially having a big impact in terms of yield with the corn, and the estimates are so wide. I mean, this could go any which way. But at Longleaf, and we were looking for just a slight drawdown in U.S. index stocks, but a much larger one for the global number, international number. So we'll see the way we shake out. But barring anything unknown, we don't think we're going to see a big move across the board in any of these three big grains before that USDA number comes out.
Okay. Fair enough. On the cotton market right now, December has been higher all morning long. It's still up 16 points at 70.78 per pound. We'll be back talking with Tim Evans.
It's Wentworth. Alright. I have a structured settlement and I need cash now. Call JG Wentworth 877 cash now. I have an annuity, but I need cash now. Call JG Wentworth 877 cash now. 877 cash now. Call JG Wentworth 877 cash now. Call now.
A unique down-home hour of toe-tapping music and fun, served up in a country diner setting. Larry's Country Diner.
Where the cameras are always rolling and we don't care!
Thursdays at 8 Eastern, 7 Central, only on RFD TV.
This portion of the Market Day Report is brought to you by Agro-Liquid Fertilizer, committed to industry leadership and principles and practices of responsible nutrient management.
Interesting that canola is pushing higher by about $3. Meanwhile, the oats market going down several pennies today. That's an interesting dichotomy where they're growing the crop in the same general areas. So what's good for one is not necessarily good for the other here today. We're talking with Tim Evans right now. He is with Longleaf Trading, and he is speaking to us direct from the trading floor in Chicago. Lots affecting the livestock trade today. We'll focus first on the cattle side. Big losses here today, Tim. Now, we did close lower on Friday. How much trouble are we in here in the cattle market? Because we're not very far from going limit down here. October live cattle down 283 at 111.27, and it looks like they have tested the waters there earlier this morning.
Yeah, I mean, we actually talked about it last Monday, you know, on the program, and it was, I think our call is a bit alarming, but we still feel comfortable in the call. We still think we're headed to 108. Obviously, limit's going to prevent that today, but, you know, we think we'll be edging our way in that direction here over the near term.
On which contract are you talking about?
October.
Okay, so 108 on October is what you're looking for. All right.
Yep.
Did they ever really close that gap that was left on the charts back in mid-July?
Did they close it? No, they did not. And
they didn't? Okay.
No, they did not. So, I mean, we began to... You're referring to the gap higher, correct?
Right.
Yeah.
They left a gap there a few weeks ago, and I know they tried to fill it, and I don't know if they ever quite got it down.
And we actually were hoping that we would come in and see a attempt to fill that gap, because we obviously thought from a technical standpoint, you know, that would allow us to get on the right side of the more bearish fundamentals and sell into that gap, but we never got there.
Okay. So once again, let's go back to the feeder cattle market and see how it's trading with a higher corn market. Boy, it has really struggled today, and look at these prices. September feeders down 377, 147.08 is our last trade, and we have been 30 cents lower than that, so it's been trolling around there about $4 lower at times. October down 382 at 146.10. Then we got our new update from USDA here just well, at the top of the hour. We had our box beef cutout values that were updated, and they were lower, not a lot, but they were down. And choice cuts down 13 cents today, selects down 42. It was a completely different story, though, if you look at the pork carcass cutout values today. And here, all the primal cuts, including the base carcass values, were up. Carcass values were up $2.20 on the pork side. Bellies were up a little bit. The loins and hams were both over $3 higher. If we look at the lean hog futures here, right now you have the, well, let's start with the October contract, up $1.32 at 68.10. Still just one tick from our high of the day, Tim.
Yeah, I mean, I think as it relates to the hog market, I mean, we expect to continue to see a divergence there. We think we're going to see continued upside price action in hogs and more downside in the cattle space. I mean, the slaughter pace is really coming in below expectations, and that's what we saw the last, hog and pig report. Also, we've seen export numbers pick up here over the last couple of weeks as they had really softened up in the month of June. So, supply and demand fundamentals, I think, continue to be relatively favorable, and we think it's leaving October a bit underpriced right now.
Tim, as always, good stuff. Thanks for joining us today. I appreciate it very much. Tim Evans with Longleaf Trading, and he's speaking to us live and direct from Chicago. Water.com.